about the power of focus. You know, focus is one of those things that can literally revolutionize your life. It can work for you, pushing you to your dreams, pushing you to your goals, making what is only a dream right now, making it possible. Or it can work against you and literally hold you back because you're focusing on the wrong thing. So I was listening to something earlier today. One of the topics was focus. And it was so interesting because we all know this, right? Like, this is not new. It's not something that you've not heard before. But the question is how are we applying it in our life? Is it something that's helping us move us towards our dreams and goals? Or is it actually holding us back and causing us not to move forward, right? Causing more problems than good. And the topic that we're talking about, we're all talking about focus. You know, what can focus do in your life? Focus can either promote you or it can hold you back. You know, oftentimes in network marketing, it's easy to focus on the wrong thing. Now, what's the wrong thing? Looking around and saying, you know what? Everyone else is promoting. I'm not going as fast. What's going on? What's wrong with me? What's wrong with my business? Why can I never find enough leaders? You know, I'm just not an outgoing person. I'm not a salesperson, right? And we get focused on the why nots. Why didn't this happen? What's the story around it? What's all the drama that helps us feel better about why we're not where we want to be? What I found and what they talked about in the book is that when you don't focus on those things, when you don't focus on the negative, when you don't focus on your limitations, and you instead focus on what it is that you want, what are your dreams, what are your goals, what are the things that you have that's an asset to you? Who's rooting for you? Now, I don't know who is rooting for you. I'm sure you probably got your family, you probably got your spouse, you may have your kids, you definitely have your team, your company support, but here's the biggest person that I know that's rooting for you. If God be for you, who dare be against you, right? Like, you got the creator of the universe working on your side and for your benefit. So that's your trump card, my friend. Just know that God is always with you. And if you focus, whatever you focus on is going to grow. It's going to expand. And whatever you don't focus on is going to die. So if you have limitations, don't focus on them. You know, David Bach says something that I will never forget. And if you're not driving, you have a free hand, you might want to write this down. Argue for your limitations, and sure enough, they're yours. So if we have limitations in our life, which we all do, every single person's got something that's just not perfect, right? But if we argue for our limitations with ourselves, with our mindset, right, then we're going to be able to keep them. But instead, you know, if we focus on what is possible, if you argue for your resources, if you argue for the things that you have going in your direction, who's rooting for you? You know, who are the connections that you have? Who wants us to see manifesting your life other than you, your friends, your family, your team? Who else is pushing for you? What do you have that's an attribute that you can use towards your benefit? Maybe you're outgoing and you like talking to people. Maybe you're comfortable talking to groups of people. Maybe you're just a friendly, outgoing person and, you know, contacting, prospecting, you got that whole thing going on. Maybe you're in an area and you have a team of people that you're working with that they're so strong and they're so supportive that they always got your back. Like, you know, no matter what happens, these guys got your back. You know, it was interesting. So one of the things that Bruce Lee said, which Bruce Lee was one of the people that was talked about in this chapter, is he said that the successful warrior is just an average man or woman with unaverage focus, with incredible laser-like focus. And so we have to ask ourselves, are we that person? Are we the person that has laser-like focus for the things that we're hoping for our dreams, for our goals, for our aspirations? One of the things that he did, he wrote a memoir, a letter, his declaration to the world, whatever you want to call it. And they use this. This is out of Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, okay? And we all know Bruce Lee is ridiculously successful, right? So here's what it says. He says, I, Bruce Lee, will be the highest paid Oriental superstar in the United States. In return, I will give the most exciting performances and render to the best quality and capacity as an actor. Starting in 1980, I will achieve fame, and from then on until the end of 1980, I will have in my possession $10 million. I will live the way I please and achieve inner harmony and happiness. And you know what? He wrote this in 1969. And we all know that Bruce Lee went on to do exactly what he focused on. So maybe you're at a spot in your life where you need to harness your focus. You need to harness your inner power that's inside of you. And you really need to direct the quality and caliber of your thoughts to be something that helps you instead of hurts you. So what I would suggest is think about what it is that you want. Think about what you have to focus on. Think about your resources. Think about the people that are backing you up and get that written down on paper. And then write, hey, this is what I want and this is what I'm willing to give of myself so I can accomplish this goal. So that's what he did. And obviously we know his success manifests in his life, and the same thing can happen for you. The same exact thing. So I would suggest that you do that. Decide, what it is that you're going to focus on. Like, who controls this? We control it, right? Nobody else. We have full-on control over the thoughts that we allow to manifest in our mind. And if they're not what we want, you know what? We can say, hey, I rebuke that, and that's not for me and my family. Hey, I know I was thinking that, but that's not for me. I'm going to cancel that out, and here's what I believe, and here's what I'm calling to pass in my life. So I highly suggest that you guys do it. Take it, apply it. Hey, if it worked for Bruce Lee, if it worked for Napoleon Hill, if it worked for all the millionaires that he talks about in his book, surely it can work for you and me. So, guys, one other thing is, if your focus is building your team, building an empire, building something that goes beyond you, would you like to know how to do that? Would it be helpful if you have prospects that were reaching out to you, that were saying, you know what, I don't know what you're doing, but you got it going on, and I want to know more about what you're doing. It looks like you're working from home. It looks like you're driving another car. It looks like you're doing something, and I want to know about it. Would that change some things? Would that give you a little swagger in your step, right? Like, you would just feel really comfortable and strong when you're prospecting, because you already know you have prospects reaching out to you as well. So if you would like to learn more on how to do that, go ahead and click on the link that's listed in the description, and you're gonna get the details, the principles for how you can start doing that and applying it in your organization. So that is it for today, my friends. Take care, be blessed, and I will see you all next time.
For more great training and to receive your free MP3 download on how to attract prospects using social media, the 4 essential elements to attracting prospects, visit summergeronimo.com.